Hello, my name is Gracie. Welcome back to my channel. I love to read and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. For the last couple of weeks, I've been giving myself some challenges. So I tried to read 7 books in 7 days and I did a video on that and I very almost succeeded. And that video was filled with a lot of different books. There was a memoir, a non-fiction, short story collection and a novella. And then I recently finished reading Invisible Women, which is an incredible non-fiction, but it's also very infuriating to read. If you can read it, please do. It's amazing, but it definitely did bum me out. And then I immediately read Emma afterwards by Jane Austen, which I did not like at all. So I'm just so excited to get immersed in some fiction and to have more of a chill reading week. I'm actually going to Bristol at the end of this week. Never been to Bristol before. I'm so excited, so I will definitely get some footage for this vlog. But now I'm going to tell you the most important part of this video, which is the books that I want to read. So the book that I started this morning and I read outside with my coffee, it was so lovely, is Lonely Castle in the Mirror, and I got this years ago and I've been wanting to read it for so long. I absolutely love Japanese fiction. I think that the plots are so unique and every story that I read that's translated from Japanese is always so beautifully written, immersive and unlike anything I've ever read before. So I'm really excited for this. I think the cover is gorgeous. I've read the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series and I think it's incredible. It's one of the most moving series that I've ever read, and I also read The Housekeeper and The Professor, which I think is an incredible book and you should definitely read it. And actually it's this one, it's this edition. I love these editions so much. They're like, I love when books are paperback but they have like a little flap. This is part of the vintage Japanese classics editions, and I just think they're so beautiful. I really want to get the other ones. Yeah, anyway, loved this book, love these editions, but that's not what I'm talking about. This concept is so good so far. I've read 40 pages and it's basically about a bunch of kids who get sucked through a mirror into this castle, and there's a girl who wears a wolf mask and she's like the leader of this castle, and basically they have to explore the castle to find a key, and whoever finds the key gets their wish granted, so they can literally wish anything and they'll get it. So really cool concept. I want to show you my bookmark as well because it's really cute. It's a fish. Many fish. It's many fish. How cute is that? So this is the book that I'm going to be focusing on the most, but I do have a second backup book for if I finish this one, which I'm not holding out much hope, but we can see. And that is Elektra by Jennifer Saint. I haven't read many stories that centre around Elektra. I feel like with Greek mythologies there's a lot of overlap, and I've read a lot around like Troy. The fact that her parents are Clytemnestra and Agamemnon, it's all a very interesting story and I love it so much, and I've read a couple of plays that centre around it. So these two beautiful books are on my roster for this week, so get cozy. I hope that you enjoy the video. This is so good. I haven't been able to stop reading it all day. I'm gonna update you when I'm finished. It's incredible. It's so good. I just cried my eyes out big time. This is really sad but like a good sad, a wholesome sad, a like what kind of sad. Okay, I did not expect this to be 5 stars, but this is one of the best books that I have read this year, hands down. This was incredible. I wasn't gonna tab it, and at the start like there's no tabs, but then towards the end, so look at all the cats, they look so cute. But towards the end of the book there were just so many incredible, heartbreaking, wholesome quotes, and I just had to, I want to come back to them. I want to come back to this book. This was beautiful. This was such a beautiful exploration of the importance of friendship and also the difficulty that a lot of young people find in making friends. Like, it was such a great book for young teenagers' mental health in terms of the difficulties of making friends, of attending school, of how it's quite difficult to fit in sometimes, of how every child will have a completely different experience of school. And it was just so lovely. It was such a lovely story. It's basically these 7 children get taken through a mirror into this castle, and it's like this whole other world, and they're all really shy at first, but they eventually start to talk to each other and become the best of friends, and it's just gorgeous seeing their relationships kind of grow and blossom. And it's such a beautiful book because you see how each character struggles when they go back through the mirror into their reality, and it's so And I just can't emphasize how wonderful it is to sit there and to watch them become friends and to watch them kind of gain something that they've always wanted. And the concept, oh my god, the concept of this book was just crazy. I've never ever read anything like this. The way that this author explored the concept of time, explored the concept of reality and the power of the mind and imagination, it was crazy. There were so many plot twists that I did not expect going into it. There were so many revelations and I was in shock. When I tell you, I read this so fast. I started it yesterday and then today I ended up reading 270 pages and finishing it. Like, you will be unable to put this down. When it gets to like the halfway point, it is so fast paced and you have to keep reading. You have to find out what happens. And when you do find out what happens, I was sobbing. I was sat here, I cried my eyes out. Oh my god, like when it's the final reveal and I was just sat there and my heart broke, like literally broke. And thinking about, I don't want to spoil it because I think that the less that you know about this book going in, the better. So I will just say that it is heartbreaking but so incredibly heartwarming at the same time, and it's such an important read about friendship and the complexities of adolescence. One thing that I also absolutely loved so much was learning about Japanese culture and so much about the way that, for example, they address people, which I thought was so interesting, in kind of either using surnames or like adding kind of a suffix, is it, to the end of their name. So interesting. And there's one part at the end of the book which I've dogged, which is basically where all of the kids in the castle were kind of explaining their first names and last names and what they mean and what Japanese characters they use for their names. And the construction of their names is just beautiful and it's so fascinating to read about. So I also loved that as well. Like, I was completely transfixed by this story. It was so immersive and I learned so much about Japanese culture, and I just it was so heartwarming. I don't want it to be done. I'm kind of sad that I finished it like really quick. This was so magical as well. Honestly, just read it. Don't look up like a summary or anything. Just go into this as blind as you can with it. It's incredible and it's a beautiful cover as well. So if that doesn't convince you, oh, read it. 5 stars. Perfect. Beautiful. It's now Wednesday. I had an absolutely lovely time in Bristol. It's gorgeous there. I loved it so much. I genuinely would live there. Like, it's so beautiful, and my friend gave us the perfect tour. Honestly, best weekend ever, and I had so much fun. But I didn't get to finish Elektra, so I thought that I'd just continue the vlog because I've had work this week and they're quite long days. I work with children, so I haven't really had much time when I get home to read because I've just been so tired. But it's now Wednesday and I have managed to finish Elektra, so I thought that I would tell you about it and wrap this vlog up. So I ended up rating this 3.5 stars. There was honestly nothing wrong with this book. I just found it a little bit repetitive. And I read somebody else's review on Goodreads and they kind of explained the really important distinction between retellings and reimaginings. I think I really prefer like reimaginings of Greek mythology, like for example Circe. I think that was an incredible book, and I love when books go over like niche aspects of Greek mythology. For example, one of my favourite Greek mythology books is Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood. It's so good. It's about Melantho and it's about the maidens that get by Odysseus once he gets home from his very long voyage, and it's basically about how devastating their deaths are and how unfair it is that 12 of them are sacrificed to Poseidon. And it's a beautiful queer love triangle. It's honestly an incredible book, so good. So this was a retelling, so I feel like if you don't really know much about Greek mythology, this could so easily be a 5 stars. It was really incredible. It's such a heartbreaking read. However, because I kind of knew the story, I didn't really get anything new from it. I think I also really struggled because I hate Agamemnon more than any Greek like hero, but really villain in the whole of Greek mythology. I hate him so much, and so it really frustrated me how much Elektra loves him and like puts him on a pedestal. And I get it because like that's her father and she only hears kind of the glorious stuff about him, and towards the end of the book she does realise that he is not well respected or well liked at all. But it was just incredibly frustrating because she hated her mum so much, and I'm a Clytemnestra defender till the day that I die. Like, she is an incredible woman. I do think it didn't really centre around Elektra a lot. Like, I'm not too sure why it was called Elektra. I feel like it focused more on Clytemnestra and Cassandra, especially in the first half of the book, and I've read a perspective of Cassandra before in another book. I can't remember what it was, but so this was really, really good and I would so recommend it. In my little review I wrote, "The story of Clytemnestra is one of the most devastating in mythology. This retelling was heartbreaking and showed all the internal turmoil of flawed and hurt characters." So I think that it was incredible kind of characterization of all of these characters. You really saw how flawed Elektra was and Clytemnestra, and they had a really complicated mother-daughter relationship. But yes, so I just felt like I'd read a lot of stories quite similar. I would still recommend this, especially if you're more new to Greek mythology. I think this is a really good place to start. So I'm gonna wrap the vlog up there. I managed to read 2 books in this vlog, not necessarily this week, but it's technically a weekly vlog. So I'm gonna say I read 2 books this week, both incredible, beautiful books. I rated this one 3.5 stars and I rated this one 5 stars. This is a new favourite for me. Incredible concept, heartbreaking, just beautiful as a book, so fascinating to read. And then this was just a really nice bit of like easy to read and a quick read, which I feel like I really needed at this time. So I had so much fun in this vlog. I had so much fun reading both of these books and I'm so glad that I've read them. I hope to see you in my next vlog. I don't know what I'm gonna post next. I have a couple of ideas. I want to do a July reading wrap up, so I'm thinking that might come first because it's almost the end of July and I've read 8 or 9 books I think. So really happy with this reading month. Also I have filmed a top 10 books of all time video and that's in the works, so that will be posted at some point too. And I have a Waterstones package that has been sitting in my room for almost a week now, and I have had to use incredible self-restraint to not open this because this is my edition of the Odyssey and I'm going to open it tonight and I'm going to do a reading and watching the Odyssey vlog. So be excited for that. I'm excited. I've watched the Odyssey now, but I'm not going to give my spoilers. Okay, you have to watch the next vlog to see that, but so excited to read the Odyssey. So I better see you in the next one, and I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. See you later. Bye.